What's up, Cringeverse? It's Sal, aka cringe-miku. Welcome to the channel, and here we're gonna talk about whatever I want. I mean, I don't really have a set of rules for this like I do the cringe page, so this is gonna kind of be more free-form, long-form content. Today, I wanted to talk about pyramid schemes. Oh, wait, no, sorry. I meant digital marketing courses. This is gonna be a bit of a doozy since it's my first video, but the title is The Great Digital Marketing Swindle. If you've ever seen one of those ads on like a woman's Instagram page for like some life-changing digital marketing course, that's what this is about. So since this is my first video, I'm still trying to find my flow and like figure out graphics and stuff, so please forgive me if this is kind of all over the place. Y'all know I'm a certified yapper, so, you know, we're gonna figure it out. I have a lot of stuff I want to talk about today, so let's jump right into it with a story that I want to tell you. So I heard this story when I was in elementary school, and I don't remember the name or anything, but it's really stuck with me over the years. I don't know why. I remember like the randomest small details about this story, so I kind of had to fill in bits and pieces of it, but it flows, and I think y'all are going to like it. Once upon a time, there was an isolated town in the desert. One morning, the townspeople awoke to see that they had a visitor. He was a foreign man wearing fancy clothes. He walked all around town holding something on top of his head. It was a wooden pyramid. It wasn't too large, and each side was painted a different color: red, yellow, green, blue, and I think the bottom was black. The man said nothing, he just paraded through the streets with this pyramid on top of his head. A few curious people decided to follow the man, and when they arrived at the edge of town, they found his cart full of large burlap sacks. They asked him what the pyramids were and what they did, and the man just told them that they were just that, wooden pyramids. But he had a deal for them, and an opportunity to make a lot of money just like he had. The foreign man offered to sell the curious people one pyramid for 1 gold to have for themselves, or they could buy 20 pyramids in a bag for 20 gold coins, and they could go on and sell those to their friends, family, whoever. They could charge more for the pyramids, maybe 2 gold each, and make a profit. The curious people decided to take him up on his offer and bought a bag of pyramids each. The next day, the new salesman had sold all of their pyramids to their friends and family, and they came back to buy multiple sacks of pyramids this time. The foreign man happily sold several bags to each person, and they all dispersed among the town. But they didn't sell pyramids anymore. The first few salesmen, now the upline, sold the bags to other townspeople, giving them the same pitch that the foreign man had given them the day before of wealth and riches. They now had a downline. They sold each bag for 50 gold, increasing their profits and minimizing their work. The new team of salesmen spread even further about the town, selling each pyramid one by one for an ever-increasing price. This continued for several days, with the amounts of pyramids and bags sold increasing each time. But eventually, the original salesmen started running into trouble. They found that everyone who wanted a pyramid either already had one or was also selling them, and that there was no profit left to be made. Their downlines no longer wanted to buy more bags of pyramids as they were unable to sell off the bags they already had. They decided to go to the man the next day and confront him. But when the original salesman came to the edge of town, the foreign man was packing up his things. "Where are you going?" the salesman asked. "You owe us money. You told us we could sell these pyramids, but nobody is buying them." The foreign man shrugged. "I told you you could sell them, not that you would. You bought them fair and square, and for under market price at that. Why are you upset? Because you were greedy?" The man got on his horse and rode away, having swindled the entire town. So what does this story mean? It's obviously a cautionary tale, but what is it cautionizing against? I mean, I don't know why this story was told to me as a child. I have nothing to do with economics. I think the story's actually about greed, but I can't decide who's worse. Is it the salesman who swindled everybody and tricked them with promises of riches? Or was it the townspeople for being too greedy to see the obvious flaws in his plan? Either way, I wish the story had been told to more people because the underlying message is important. Chapter 1, Pyramid Schemes 101. So what is a pyramid scheme? Well, a pyramid scheme is a fraudulent investment scam wherein an ever-increasing number of people are told that if they pay to join the investment, then they can make money when they recruit more people to join. When they recruit new people, a part of the newbie's investment is paid to them, and another part of that investment is paid to their upline, and so on, all the way to the top. They're often a lot harder to spot than you'd think, so don't feel bad if you've fallen for one or gotten close. They tend to disguise themselves as things like financial firms or investment funds. They usually target people who don't know a lot about finance and promise impossible returns. For any finance people watching, they're promising like 30% a year, which is impossible other than if you're lying. A lot of the targets of these things don't know about finance because they don't have much to lose to begin with. These are a bit like Ponzi schemes in that way. So what's an MLM then? Because you've obviously heard the two terms before, but are they interchangeable? Kind of. An MLM is a multi-level marketing scheme, and it's a legal loophole to create a pyramid scheme. Instead of making money solely off a new member's investment, the money is also made whenever a member sells some random product. MLM products are almost always garbage, and we're gonna get into that, but for the most part, the products are cheap to make and expensive to buy, resulting in a high profit margin for the companies themselves. A person at the top of an MLM will buy a large volume of the project, usually at a wholesale rate, and then sell it in bulk to their downline, who sells it to their downline, all the way down to somebody who's selling the item individually, individual lipsticks, individual vitamin packs, whatever. These items have a very small profit margin for the people at the bottom who are paying multiple premiums on top of the product's wholesale value. So each layer of the pyramid adds their own premium to the product, and that means that the person at the very bottom is making the least amount of profit. But the real money in an MLM is actually made through recruitment because you get a cut of your downline sales. And in that way, it's exactly like a pyramid scheme. But since you can technically just make money by selling the product, it doesn't count. And that's why sometimes when asked if they're in a pyramid scheme, these people will say, no, pyramid schemes are illegal. Like, yes, they are. But this is not a pyramid scheme, it's an MLM scheme. Anyways. So the products, let's talk about the products. I've listed a few of them here, and I've got a few on another slide too, but I want to talk about who the target audience for MLM sales is. It's young, isolated people, usually women. The most common target is actually stay-at-home moms who either buy in as salespeople because they want to make extra income, or who are sold the products on some insecurity of theirs. Wait, what? An insecurity? Yes, look at these products. So, on the left here, we have It Works, selling keto coffee to help you lose weight. Here we have Young Living, who sells essential oils to help you lose weight and feel better about yourself. They're supposedly like mental health healing. You know, both of these companies have had lawsuits for making false medical claims, by the way. Pure Romance sells sex toys and creams to make you feel good about yourself. Paparazzi sells shiny jewelry. It's very cheap, by the way. Mary Kay sells makeup. LuLaRoe sells just the worst clothes. I picked a pretty good image for LuLaRoe, but if you look up like LuLaRoe leggings, there are some horrible things to be seen there. Lavelle sells their product line Thrive to help you lose weight, and Herbalife sells protein shakes and other supplements to help you lose weight. You're seeing the trend here, right? These products are almost always targeted at women, and they're trying to make women feel better. I'm gonna talk about a few unsavory advertisements here. So,
remembering with some delicious specials.
Remembering what, you ask? That's right, 9/11. This is an ad for a nutrition shop, an Herbalife nutrition front, by the way, that's pretty common. And they are advertising their 9/11 special drinks. You can't make this up.
What would you do with an additional $500 a month? That's $12,000 a year.
Here we have some brilliant math. Somebody in the comments has corrected this lady, saying actually this is $6,000 per year. And instead of being like, oh yeah, sorry, I was wrong, she says, you passed math class. Thumbs up, heart emoji. This is it's bad. It's really bad. And then this last one.
Today is going to be one of the toughest things I never thought I would have to overcome. Last night, I found out one of my 6-year-old students I work with in my class passed away in a car accident. Now I have to inform the 18 other students that she went to heaven and won't be back. One thing I do know is that I'm very lucky to be able to apply these 2 awesome oils on to help me with the grieving process. Plus, since I cannot apply oil to the children, I will be diffusing console in the classroom. Please send prayers my way and to all the students.
I mean, this is just the stuff of nightmares, let's be honest. I mean, this is just... You get it, right? These products, they're sold not through conventional means and not always through the most ethical of means. One more tactic I want to bring up is that they often will disguise what they're selling at first. One I've seen It Works and Beachbody do, now it's called Body, is they create like a group chat about, we're doing a 30-day challenge to lose weight, or we're doing a 30-day cleanse to lose weight. And so they have you join this like group chat of women to like help you get motivated and stuff and keep each other accountable. And then once you're in the group chat, they can sell you their product. It's like they're curating a perfect audience of people to sell to. I found all of these on r/antiMLM, by the way. It's a great resource if you want to learn more about this. Okay, so the sales tactics and the products are both bad, but surely somebody's making money off this, right? Hopefully it's stay-at-home moms and other vulnerable people. I mean, maybe this is a great way for them to make some extra money and support their families. Unfortunately, no. The sad reality of it is that pyramid schemes, or MLMs, are only profitable for the people at the top. Let's check out some income disclosure statements from popular MLMs. By the way, you'll see it underlined in red, but these salaries are not accounting for how much was spent on the product, so taking that into account, many of these would be in the negatives.
In 2022, about 142,000 U.S. distributors ordered products for resale from Herbalife, and about 130,000 of them earned money from their sales and the sales of those they sponsored. In a typical month, about 67,500 earned money, including those making supplemental income. Here's what they earned in a typical month before expenses. There are no guarantees for success. Some distributors will succeed, while some will not. As with all business, success requires hard work, skill, and dedication.
I love that line at the end, by the way. Some distributors will succeed, some will not. Like, okay, if you get a job, it's expected that you're going to be paid. That's why these are scams. But let's look at the numbers here. So if you are in the top 50%, you're earning $210 a month, not accounting for money spent on product. Are you serious? $210 a month? I mean, that is just, you can't survive off of that. A lot of these schemes promote like this crazy extravagant lifestyle. Oh, we're going on the private jet. Oh, I bought a new Mercedes. And then you're making less than $210 a month if you're an average person. Are you serious? And I mean, look, even if you're more than a year into this, I mean, come on. And look, it says about half earned in 6 months or more in 2022. So half of these distributors never sold anything. I mean, that's just, and you have to pay to become a distributor, by the way. So Herbalife made money off all that, and so did the uplines. I mean, this is ridiculous. But I also have pure romances here.
In 2021, about 84,000 U.S. consultants ordered products for resale from Pure Romance, with about 63,000 of them earning money from their sales or from sales of other consultants whom they have sponsored. In a typical month, about 23,000 earned money, including those who make supplementary income. The table below reflects what they earned in a typical month before expenses.
So you can see that even if you are the top 50% of established consultants, you're only making $947 in a month. That is, I believe, below the poverty line in the United States. I mean, come on. What are we doing? I mean, and the top 10%, that's about what I make in a month as somebody with a job that I go to and sit down and, it's consistent. I mean, and this is just an average month, a typical month. So there could be months where you're only earning $1,000 and that's your money for the month. I mean, the fact that people are promoting this as a viable financial decision is just, it's really upsetting. And I want you to be mad about this because this is not like normal. This is not okay. And look at the number of people that are involved in these things. I mean, it's ridiculous. But anyways, all of this was just the intro to the meat and potatoes of what I want to talk about today. Chapter 2, Digital Marketing. So, what is digital marketing? It's a completely valid and honestly very important field today. When Instagram salespeople call it a multi-billion-dollar industry to get you to buy their course, they aren't lying. Every company Every single company out there, from the mega corporations to small businesses, needs to market via the internet in today's digital age. I know, we live in a society. And there's a ton of job opportunities in that field for people who know the trade. So to any viewers who are studying digital marketing or thinking about it and you're taking courses on it, this is not about you. This is a video specifically about the courses sold through Instagram. You can get a course at your community college or something like Skillshare. You know, those sort of things are viable ways to get into digital marketing, which is a viable field. So don't worry if you're into this, okay? But let's talk about this course that I've been mentioning. What is it? Chances are you've seen something like this before on Instagram. This says, in my I don't give a frick what society says, I'm gonna be a stay-at-home mom, make an income and show you it's possible. I'm not missing out on any milestones. Let me help you achieve the same. Grammar mistakes aside, she's promising you a better life. So, you know, you're intrigued, right? You click on their profile and you see something like this. Oh, she's helping beginners make passive income. From struggling mom to four-figure months. Four-figure months is not really an achievement, by the way. $1,000 is, I mean, about what you'd make on, no, I think you'd make more than that on minimum wage, but that's not the point. And then you go to their website because you're like, oh, I want to get involved in this, or at least you're curious, right? And ooh, ouch, that is a $500 price tag on this course. I mean, that must be good, right? But that's a high barrier of entry, so you're gonna need to be convinced a little more. I don't know why, but all of these courses tend to be priced around $300 to $500. My best guess is that this is the way that they maximize profit without scaring people off. Like, it's just at the sweet spot where they can still sell it to you, but they make a bunch of money. Anyways, most of these sellers also have a free intro course, but the resale rights and the real material come with the big purchase.
Wait, Sal, what was that about resale rights?
Oh yeah, the resale rights. You see, the course isn't a legitimate accredited university class about brand marketing strategy, finding your audience, or anything like that. These people selling the course didn't even make it themselves. They bought the course from some company, or more likely, another salesperson with resale rights that are now selling it to you with the same promise. Sound familiar? That's a callback to the story at the beginning of this video. So, what's in this course anyways? What does it teach you? While I didn't buy it myself, the material is pretty obvious due to the nature of the accounts that sell it. Look at these 3 pages I found. They're all saying the exact same thing. That's because this course is a course that teaches you how to sell the course. Basically, it tells you to make Instagram reels about how great your life is, even if it's not true, to tell people about the amazing opportunity and the newfound financial freedom that taking the course brings. Be your own boss, #momtrepreneur. Some of these pages even advertise that you can do this faceless. No need to embarrass yourself by posting your face online for everyone to see you got scammed. You can just use stock footage.
But Sal,
You say.
surely nobody is stupid enough to work so hard to recruit people into selling the exact same course to the exact same market they are, right? They'd just be creating more competition for themselves and making the course harder to sell. There must be something you're missing.
No, there's something we're all missing. The course material actually doesn't matter. That's because the course isn't actually the product. The product is a dream, an idea. Work from home. More time with your kids. Extra income. That dream is sold to you for 400 smackaroos, and once the payment has been processed, the grift is done. They have your money already. It doesn't matter if the course works for you or not. It doesn't matter if they just scammed you. Once the sale is made, they can just block you. And they do, but we'll get into that. There's no need for anyone in this course to maintain a downline, no need to continually motivate people to sell more product. There's just one product, and it doesn't matter if your downline sells it or not. This is worse than a pyramid scheme as it requires less effort and is more predatory. So let's check out this post real quick. It says, were you ghosted by your mentor? I got you with the free Insta audit, comment audit. It is so common that people get ghosted by their mentors in this, that this woman is using it as like a way to advertise. I mean, and people are like falling for it. I mean, come on. This is insane. This is actually something that's working. But anyways, it gets worse. Some people have a hard time admitting that they've done something wrong or made a bad purchase. So a few people will go all in and buy a second or third course because they figured the first one just didn't have all the information. Some of these accounts are selling several $400 courses in their link trees. It's really sad, actually. And I've tried to reason with these people before, but they just don't want to accept that something that was supposed to set them free ended up costing them hundreds of dollars. You can look at this lady's page. These are all from the same woman, by the way. She has one for $4.99 up here. This one is for $5.95. $167, $497, $222, and they're all kind of just nonsense. Some of them even say the exact same thing. Look, the UBC payment plan X 3 months and the ultimate branding course both have 220 plus modules on how to build an infectious brand. Why are those different? Either way, you can see that all of them have master resale rights. That's what MRR means on some of these. So yeah, their courses to be sold about how to sell you the course. Chapter 3, spot the pyramid scheme.
But Sal,
You say.
while this is objectively a scam, why did you ramble about pyramid schemes at the beginning of this? What does that have to do with anything?
Well, let's take a look at this beautiful graphic I've made. You can see that the downward distribution model makes this actually pretty similar to a pyramid scheme. In order to make your money back, you have to sell the course to at least 2 people, so there's incentive to bring on lots more customers. While you don't make a commission off the sales of your downline in this scheme, it's still pyramid shaped, which I think is worth something. And on top of that, the culture around it is the same. These schemes also share a lot in common with pyramid schemes in the sense that their general target audience and practices are largely the same. Both schemes target stay-at-home moms and other vulnerable people, usually women. Both schemes aim to make women feel better about themselves, either through crappy products or through extra money on the side. And ultimately, both schemes promote toxic positivity and living a fake life in addition to your real one. Furthermore, both schemes also tell people, specifically to tell their haters, that this isn't a pyramid scheme. Pyramid schemes are illegal. Yes, but you have a product, so it's not a pyramid scheme. I guess that's fair, but your product is worth nothing. It's a video, so if a pyramid scheme is not a pyramid scheme if it has a product, and your product is worthless, you can figure it out for yourself from there. Unfortunately for the people at the bottom, both of these types of schemes also have the same downfall, but the fallout for the digital marketing video scam will be much worse. While there will always be a market for makeup, supplements, clothes, because they're consumables, there won't always be a market for this course. I mean, once you've seen it once, you've seen it, right? Eventually, much like the story I told you earlier, there will be a point in the market where everyone who wants to have this course will already have it and be selling it. There's an endpoint for this scam and it's fast approaching. I see hundreds of people selling this exact same course on my feed every day. It's kind of like a crypto scam. Those who are unable to sell the course are left behind to hold the bag and have nothing to show for their money that they spent on the education. I also think that this is a good time to talk about hustle culture and toxic advertising techniques. A lot of the advertisements for this course do what I call mom shaming, wherein one mother will shame another mother for doing something a different way. Usually it comes in the form of, I'm so glad this course helped me quit my job so I don't have to leave my babies behind all day. Or, I'm so glad my husband doesn't have to pay all our bills anymore and I can treat myself to coffee without feeling guilty. There's an undertone of like snobbery, of acting like they're better than you because they spent $400 to buy the resale rights to some stupid course. I'm sure that the men who buy this course bought it for some similar guilt trip, but these are just ads I've seen on my page as a woman. You know, it's targeted and stuff. As women, we should not be bringing each other down like this. I mean, come on. You need to support other women and lift other women up, not try to get them to buy something from you to make your money back. I mean, come on now. Along with the mom shaming comes a lot of anti-government, anti-schooling rhetoric. The idea is that now you can stay home from work and homeschool your kids, thus sparing them from being indoctrinated into the society in which we live. There's a lot of conservative ideals that are pushed there, the details of which I'd rather not go into, but a non-insignificant chunk of these people are doing it to take back power from the government and the man. It's just a strange observation I've made. It's just conservative nonsense. It's largely like, you know, they're teaching the kids to be gay and that sort of thing. It's really bad. A lot of these advertisements also focus on being a girl boss and a CEO. I think there's a lot of toxicity in that too. While of course I know that women are underrepresented in the business world, I work in an office with like 2 other women and 7 or 8 men. Trust me, I'm aware. I just think that these titles are kind of demeaning and make it seem like women are still so inferior to men that we have to have our own special thing. Like, no, actually, women can just be bosses and CEOs. You don't have to be a girl boss. But then here's the thing. These women are not bosses or CEOs. They're selling a course that they didn't even make. That's not a small business. You're just a reseller in a pyramid scheme. And besides, these people are struggling to sell the course. It's almost certain that none of them are selling it enough times over to make a consistent income. At $400 a course, you'd have to sell this course around 3 times a week to make the same amount of money as the average salary in the US, $59,000. On top of that, this has no pension plan, no health care, no unemployment benefits. It's not a business, and it's definitely not a job. It's a scam. And once again, I want to talk about faceless marketing. A lot of these pages advertise that you can do the digital marketing program faceless, in the sense that you never have to sit down and record a video facing the camera. They just use like stock footage. I think this makes it easier for a lot of people, potentially those who are self-conscious or who have like large social circles who would recognize them, to pull the trigger. But there's hundreds of faceless pages, and they're all done nearly the exact same way. It's really dehumanizing. I mean, it's not dehumanizing for the marketer to do to themselves. They can do whatever they want. It's dehumanizing for me. Like, you can't even look me in the eyes with your face while you scam me. It's almost as if you're ashamed to be associated with this digital marketing course. It's almost as if, after seeing this course for yourself, you knew it was a scam. I mean, come on. Chapter 4. Why does this matter? So, why does any of this matter? What are we supposed to take away from all of this? And what can be done to prevent it? Ultimately, my goal here was to educate you about this type of scam and to teach you how to spot it. Because really, that's all anyone can do until the wider public wakes up about this whole thing. Please remember, whatever you do, if something seems too good to be true, it almost certainly is. I think the main problem here is that people don't want to admit the very obvious logical fallacy in this plot. Again, there's no situation where someone would sell something to teach someone to sell the exact same product in the exact same market unless it was a scam. Why would someone make their own product harder for them to sell? Ultimately, it's because selling the course to a lot of people was never the goal. Most of these people just want to make their money back, and they don't think too hard about the fact that they're oversaturating their own market. If you stop for a moment and think about why someone is trying to sell you something, it'll help you figure out whether that something is worth buying. I want to tie this back to the story I told you at the beginning. An entrepreneur comes into a space, either a small town or Instagram, and parades around showing off their riches, selling a dream to the greedy. I'm not saying everyone caught up in this scam was greedy, but they certainly didn't think too hard about what they're actually selling. Please, be careful out there, and don't be afraid to call this sort of behavior out when you see it. And by the way, don't let this discourage you if you're interested in digital marketing. Digital marketing as a career, with a degree or certificate, is a huge industry, and there's plenty of ways to get valid certifications. You don't have to buy these useless courses that you're selling to other people. You can check out your local community college or visit some sort of educational site like Skillshare if you're actually interested in this as a career, not just a side hustle. For further information, I'd recommend Jani's video, The Multilevel Marketing Cults. I took a lot of inspiration from that. Or you can visit Reddit's r/antiMLM to just see the kind of everyday nonsense that these people get up to. But that's all I have for y'all today. I really appreciate you coming by and listening to what I have to say. I think that it's important that people be more aware of these sort of things on Instagram, and I really wanted to talk about it, and it was just way too much to say to put in an Instagram post. A lot of people showed a lot of interest in my longer form content, and multiple people have suggested I start a channel, so here we are. Please, if you have any feedback, suggestions, ideas for future videos, let me know in the comments. I'm really glad y'all are all here. Thanks for joining me today.